Enjoy myself too much. All right, cool. Listen, hey guys, listen, we're in this situation, okay? All right, we're all talking to you guys about why that man you dated, he went on and married the next girl instead of you. Okay, I want to talk about it, have a real conversation. Why is it that men keep finding you, they don't want to marry you, but the next girl they seem to want to marry? First and foremost, you shouldn't even know that because you shouldn't follow them on social media, but you do. So we need to talk about that crazy behavior first and foremost. But let's keep it a buck and keep it real, okay? All right? Sometimes I want to be very, very real, okay? It is not that he doesn't care. It's not that he didn't like you. It's not that he didn't love you. It's not that he hated you. None of those things. But sometimes, unfortunately, you have been the person that has awakened him to know there is much more out there for him. Isn't that sad? Okay? Isn't that sad? The reality of the situation is, right, that you need to stop saving these Negroes. Yes, I'm going to tell you the truth. You need to stop saving these Negroes. It's you. Yes. You want to talk about him, but it's you. It's you. You keep saving these Negroes. And that's why they go and they date the next person and they win. Because you see, you are a hospital, you are a doctor, you are a nurse, you are a what do they call obstetrician, anything that has an issue at the end of it, you are that person. You are somebody who wants to bob the build, bobina the build, you want to be able to project, you want to do, you are an overgiver, an overlover, I just love, I just love my. You really and truly, the truth of the matter is you overcompensate. And that's why they go on to marry the next person. You taught them what they deserve. You taught them what they needed. But the reality was you didn't get what you needed. You know why? Because you weren't supposed to be with them. You see, sometimes what tends to happen is some of you, and we're going to break this from an attachment perspective, so you're going to understand where it's coming from, okay? Some of you, I'm going to be real with you. You want to fix that man. Some of you choose unavailable men. And some of you like to trauma bond. Okay? And in this perspective, what tends to happen is, because oftentimes women tend to play a very nurturing role, you have now become the hospital that fixes that man enough for him to realize, oh, I can do so much better. And unfortunately, the better is not you. Yes. I remember there was a story that was told about a woman that was, she dated a man, they became exes, and he got cancer. She helped him through the cancer, and then he didn't get back with her. He then went and married another woman. And I said, and the girl was angry about why this happened to her. And I want to tell you the honest truth, because some of you are like that woman. Let me tell the story one more time so you understand what I'm saying to you. There's a story out there, apparently it's true, but we don't know, it doesn't really matter, of a woman who decided to help. She was with a man for a few years, a good amount of years. They broke up. He got cancer, terminally, was sick, bad, deathbed kind of things there. She nursed him back to health. And then when he got back to health, he married somebody else. And she was angry and hurt. How could you do this to me? How could you do it to yourself? Who told you? Why did you volunteer yourself? Right? You're an overgiver. Stop it. Right? Who goes into a shop and the shop says it's only $5? Okay? Who goes into a shop and says it's only $10 and then pays more than the price is? Have you done that before? No. Tell me. Have you gone into Primark? Have you gone into Target? Have you gone into what's the other one? What's the skinny one? Zara? Have you gone into JD Sports? Have you gone into the Nike store, the Adidas store? And then when they said the price is only £100, you said, I'm just feeling generous today. I'm going to give you 120. When have you ever done that? No. Tell me and I will tell, and then we can praise you. When have you ever gone into a shop and paid over the price of what they asked for? Tell me when. If you can tell me when, then maybe we can have a conversation. But none of us have done that. We don't go into shops and pay more than what the price is on the label. But you, when you get into relationships, you give far more than the other person's willing to give. And this is why a lot of us are in that relationship with somebody who then leaves us, and we are fluffing them up to know what they actually want. You're not what they want. And they go and marry somebody else. And then we're asking, why is it I'm always a bridesmaid? Why am I always the friend that is to the person that's getting married? And yet, you know, you're not getting married in that space. It's because you don't know your value. And it's even good that it's even good that you're not married. Because some people, let me tell you something, there's some people that are unfortunate who they don't know their value and get married and get hurt. So thank God it's not you. Thank God it's not you. Thank God you dodged a bullet. You understand what I'm saying to you? Call it a grace. You know what I'm saying to you? Because some people don't know their value and get married and that man is trashing their life, bro. I don't want that for you. Okay? All right? So let me talk to you today properly, because we're going to break it down from an attachment perspective so you fully understand what's really going on, because a lot of this is attachment issues. Okay? All right? Attachment issues. Okay, so if you've ever been a fluffer before, if you've ever felt like, you're the person always, if you're always a person who is before you're always a person before that man steps up and gets married to the next person, this is the live for you. If you have been in a situation where you are the person who fluffs that man up to being the next person to get married, then trust me, this is the life for you. It will start making sense to you. Okay? All right? It will start making sense to you. Okay? Men don't usually change. I'm going to be honest with you. Most of you are not dating narcissists, and most of you are not dating the smartest man in the world. Okay? All right? He didn't con you. All right? You conned yourself and you were deluded. I need you to wake up. Okay? Because if I shake you, I want you to shake you so you can see sense. Most times a man did not delude you. You are deluded yourself. And when you finally accept that and be empowered to make sure that this is not going to be your story again, that you're not going to be deluded when it comes to a man. And being deluded, not being deluded does not mean being mean. It means having a level of discernment that is balanced. And I'm going to do a video on Thursday night talking about this, that a lot of people have a discernment when it comes to men about to cheat. You know when your man's about to cheat. I got my discernment. I know this, my female intuition. And it's not female intuition. I want to tell you this now. If you know when your man's about to cheat, it's not female intuition. I want to tell you that now. It's not. Yeah, it's hypervigilance. And you need to know the difference between the two. Because if your discernment was working, you would have known from the very beginning that he has certain characteristics that don't work for you. That are not faithful and that are not conducive for a healthy relationship. That's why you can't spot them early. This is why you keep telling us we can't actually vet men. We can't vet men. No, you can only vet them when they're about to cheat on you. That's the only time you know. I got a sense of my feeling. I felt it in my spirit. I knew it. I just had to go through his phone. I knew it. No, it's hypervigilance, babe. Which means we are moving in fear, not in love. So when we're moving in fear, we are watching the patterns of betrayal, rejection, and abandonment. But you haven't picked up the patterns as to what would make a healthy relationship. Is this person kind? Is this person considerate? Does this person take my needs into consideration? Is this person available emotionally? Is this person able to support me? Is he dependable? Does he speak life into me? You know what I'm saying to you? Right? These are qualities that are intangible but have actions. So if you can't spot the good one, but you always spot the bad one, then you only have hypervigilance. You don't have a discerning spirit. Okay? So I want to help you today. We're gonna move through this, and we're not gonna be the same after today. Okay? Type in the chat, we are changed. Okay? Type in the chat, we are changed. Because today, I promise you won't leave this live the same. We ain't gonna do that today. Okay? We're gonna keep it a buck and keep it real. Alright? Alright, cool. Part number one. Let's talk about the anxious attachment. But before I get there, I want to break it down what attachment styles is. If you're new here, we do this every Monday, but if you're new, just in case. Attachment styles is something that was birthed by a British psychologist called John Bowlby, who discovered that young children, the way they would relate to their parents or their caregiver, okay, would then impact how they dealt with adult relationships. So their emotional attachment to the parent would directly correlate to how they dealt with adult relationships. So there were 3 attachments that came up first. There was secure, which is what we all need to try and be, which is people who grew up in households. First one, secure, anxious, there was dismissive avoidant. Those were 3 at first. Then another woman, a woman psychologist, shout out to the woman psychologist, came on and discovered there was another one, a 4th one, called dysfunctional, disorganized, and dysfunctional, disorganized, and fearful avoidant, okay? So there are 4 attachments, right? That's what they discovered, okay? Fantastic. And all those 4 attachments tend to have a certain level of behaviors that are attached to those particular aspects. So secure children grow up in a household where their parents were attuned to their emotional needs. The child cries, the parent takes care. The child wants food, the parent's like, what do you want to eat? You know, the child has emotional needs. I'm sad today, the parents give the child room to emote and allow that child to name their emotions and feel safe enough to explore their emotions. That's a secure household, okay? Parents ain't neglecting you. Parents ain't leaving you to be independent. Parents are supporting you, okay? We all wish we could be in that household, but most of us did not grow up in that kind of household, okay? So we can put that aside. That's what we all are trying to get to, and what we're growing and we are learning and discerning and being conscious about trying to become, okay? Then we must talk about the other 3, which most of us are. Anxious. Anxious children grow up in households where they've witnessed what I call inconsistent love, but I call it performative love. They've seen their parents show love to them only when they're performing. So all they know as an anxious person is, if I do this, I get this. If I do that, I get that. I can get love when I perform. Right? And if I don't perform, love runs away from me. So what they know is that when they're dating, they are always in the bag of, I must perform for that person to earn their love, to keep their love, and to receive their love. So they're always in a space of performing. Now, this is going to be really important, because when we break down how this affects you being a fluffer, you're going to see how it makes sense. Then there's dismissive avoidance. Dismissive avoidance children grow up in households where their parents were consistently emotionally neglectful. Okay, now I think a lot of us grew up in these kind of households. Okay, black households, we suffer a lot because our parents had to work, our parents were traumatized, our parents came from Africa, our parents came from the Caribbean. You know what I'm saying to you? If you're in America, you still had this, you had the same issues too. You know, it's a lot of struggle in a black household. Okay, all right, it's hard to feel safe in a black household because our parents were surviving, so we ended up surviving. What does that mean? It means when you were emotional, when you felt sad. Let me give you an example. Let's say you were young and your toy car broke. Right? Or your toy Barbie broke. Your parents would tell you, don't cry. You haven't got time to cry about it. Just fix it or leave it alone. They didn't actually validate how you felt. This is the emotional neglect. They are dismissive of your emotions. What they taught you is also to be very independent. Hey, babe, listen, no man gonna save you in this life. There ain't no man coming to save you, so make sure you get your grades. Make sure you have your money. Make sure you pay your bills. Don't rely on no man, because no man can be relied upon. And now you can't rely on no man. You can't co-regulate. There's nothing wrong with that, but they didn't teach you the other side of things. They only taught you how to have fear of emotions and being dependent on other people. So you learnt how to be independent. Some of you grew up in a household where you were the one buying your own school gear. Some of you were the ones working a couple of jobs to even pay for your school trips. Some of you know that you were cooking from early and young. You were looking after your little siblings. You became a 3rd parent or a 2nd parent. You were literally, a lot of you, neglected emotionally. You weren't allowed to have emotions. What is emotions, bro? Emotions aren't allowed in this household because they don't pay bills. You watched your mum or you watched your dad and you watched them interact and you said they kissed 1 or 2 times, but most of the time you only saw them working and asleep and eating. That's the only time you saw your parents. They were working, eating and sleeping and telling your ass off. And that's about it, bro. Right? You know? So that's all you really saw. So when you only see that, you never saw the emotional connection that you could have had with your parents. It was very spare. So it's emotional neglect. So those are dismissive, avoidant children. They grow up to be, I got it all by myself. Don't worry about me. I can handle mine. I don't ask people for help. I don't need a handout. You know what I'm saying to you? Don't tell me what to do. You can't control me. I'm a boss babe. You know what I'm talking about. Okay? All right? So I'm breaking it down. All right? Again, then we've got fearful, avoidant people. Fearful, avoidant people grow up in a household where the parents are both the comforter and the abuser. I'm sorry to say it. And it can be abusive in the sense of being erratic in their behavior in terms of anger. Right? So one day they come in angry. The next day they come in, I love you. Right? 1 minute they're saying they care about you. Next minute they're beating you. You know what I mean? Unfairly too. right? You can be in a household where your parents could be on drugs or alcoholics or have a problem with those things, right? An addict, one of the parents, or even two. It doesn't have to be even both. It can be one or two. And what you recognize is your life was filled with, I don't know what can happen tomorrow. Okay? I don't know what can happen tomorrow. So if you don't know what can happen tomorrow, you're like, I don't know. Because today I got dad or mum like this. Tomorrow I've got a different person like this. Do you get what I'm saying to you? It's like, you just never know what's going to happen to you. Right? So that's really important. So these children learn that love is, number one, harmful, because they associate both love with harm. Because again, their physical safety oftentimes was also compromised. Physical, sexual, mental, emotional safety was often compromised. Like you can have a situation where your parents did care about you, but they left you in the hands of other people, aunties, uncles, left you in a house with cousins that were older than you, and it was scary. You were never safe, right? You could be in that situation. It doesn't even have to be your parents necessarily or even abusive. It could have been that case where you were left a lot of times as a youngster on your own, or left with family members or friends or neighbors who were not safe. And you were always on edge because you never knew what you were going to get with that particular neighbor or parent. And they were probably narcissistic or abusive in a way that you couldn't even tell your parents that. In fact, when you did tell your parents, they don't even believe you. But that's a whole nother conversation. What I'm telling you is that fearful avoidant people grow up in a household where they're not physically, emotionally, mentally, sexually, safe. Right? Love and harm are two words that go together for them. So they blow hot and cold because forever they're trying to always control a narrative with the person, because they need to make sure that if they don't control you in some shape or form or control the scenario, they're never safe. So it's like, I have to make sure that I can control the other person, even if it just means creating a character, creating a persona, creating an image that people can love, but the real me is behind it, just in case, So this is the kind of examples we have, and we now need to break it down as to why this then translates into dating. Okay? Why this translates into dating for other people, and why they seem to be in a space where this happens, where people end up being in a place where they will date someone and they end up becoming a fluffer rather than becoming the person they want to actually marry. Okay? All right? So let's break it down. Number one, let's talk about the anxious people. Okay? I ain't even got no damn water. Where's my water at? Bloody hell, mate. Hold on now. No water. Bloody hell. I'll go and get it later because I can't put my water in. Sorry. I'll get that in a second. All right. So, anxious people. Why is it that you guys are often the people that the men will date, but then they go and marry the next person? Let me tell you why. Okay. Number one, because you are a fixer, and you fix them, and they got fixed enough, and they're leaving you behind. Yes, you are a Bobina the Builder. This section of people, you know who you are. You are a continual Bobina the Builder. You are in business we say stewardship. You are the queen of stewardship. When you date a man, you leave him better off. But you think that would then lead to a relationship. No. That will lead to marriage, sorry. It doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't lead to marriage automatically. And you should be glad. Can I say it again one more time? You should be glad it does not lead to marriage. Because you trying to fix somebody, okay? You fixing them, first and foremost, puts you in a power dynamic. Number two, it makes you feel resentful because you feel entitled, the fact that they may not respond to you in the way that you thought they should respond to you, okay? It puts you in a position where you're actually not existing in the relationship. You're playing a role. Do you know what I'm saying to you? You're playing a role, you're not existing. See, in love, you should be able to exist as yourself. The role is a part of the love, but it's not the love. The love should be because I love who you are, not what you do. But some of you are your value comes from what you do, not who you are. And that's typical of an anxious person. You are focused on the role you're playing, and you playing doctor for a lot of these men, that what ends up happening is that you think you're valuable because you play doctor. And you're right, you are valuable, but you're not valuable for the marriage. You're valuable for helping them. It was an assignment, and you passed. It just doesn't make you get the marriage. It makes you become the fluffer. Do you see what I'm saying to you? You're not supposed to birth men and you're not supposed to fix them. Don't let men lie to you. If they're men saying this, it's a lie. You're not supposed to fix me. You're never supposed to fix me, and I'm never supposed to fix you. Humans are not here to be fixed in relationships. You understand what I'm saying to you? If they want to grow, fantastic. You're not there to fix them. You should be in love with the person who they are right now, not trying to fix them. Do you get what I'm saying to you? Okay? So, number one, core belief of anxious people, okay? Core belief of anxious people is this. They're like, if I love him enough, he'll finally see my worth. Like, if I love him enough, if I just perform enough, he will love me and marry me. If I can cook, I can clean, I can play the mother role, I can show him that I'm so amazing, I'm the perfect woman for him, guess what? He gonna marry me. And do you know what? There are women that are uglier than you, there are women that are doing less than you, and there are women that are not even doing half the things you're doing, and are getting married. Now, maybe the relationship's trash, but either way, they've clocked something. What have they clocked? Less is more. Less is more. What they've clocked is, I don't need to do all those things to prove myself. That's the problem. They're not trying to prove to that man that they need to be married. You are. You're trying to prove to the man that you have value in his life when you should be just existing and knowing that he... You see, when I love a woman, yeah, when I was younger, you know, not even younger, let me just say this now, in general, me loving you, yeah, it's not because of what you do. If it is, it's a problem. The woman, and let me tell you something, I've been impacted before. Let me tell you this, you know, my situation is that God is working. You know, God is moving some things. I'm trusting God for what he's doing. But let me just say this. There's a woman that came into my life, right? And I didn't love her because of what she did. I just loved her because of who she was. Can't lie to you. Do you get what I'm saying to you? Just loved her because of who she was. And it blew my mind to think of it that way. Because then I realized, oh my God, I've got it wrong. I've been also trying to prove to women how great I am. By being a counselor, by being a banker, by being a good budgeter. You know, I have to always prove my value and my worth. Oh bro, that's not it. You need not to prove your worth to the right one, my guy. So whenever you are in that situation where you're trying to prove your worth, this is a sign of the anxious attachment starting to play a role, right? They don't need to, they will see your worth from the beginning. Okay? They'll see, from the beginning, they'll see it. Okay? Number one, okay? Next thing is, oftentimes when you are anxiously attached, you tend to pick up men that are emotionally unavailable. When you're anxiously attached, you tend to pick up men that are emotionally unavailable. Why is that? Oh, because you're trying to prove yourself. And the best way to prove yourself is with somebody who is hard to get. Yeah, because what would you prove? What would you prove if they already got you? You know what I mean? Like, what is there to prove if that man already wants you? No, you need the one that, you know, has attraction to you, but then he's always acting as if he's not always with you. That's the one you need to prove. Why? Because he then does exactly what we see your parents do. Do you not understand? What you are doing is replicating what you see in your childhood. You see, the anxious child is used to performing. So they need to be in a relationship that they can perform with. With somebody who's emotionally unavailable, you're going to always perform. Because you're trying to win them over. Which is why when they start to distance themselves, you start to chase after them. Right? You start running after them. You know what I mean? Like you start running after them. It's like, I have to win you back. I have to show you that I'm worthy. I have to show you that I'm valuable. Do you get what I'm saying to you? Right? So, and then when you finally catch them, you haven't actually caught them. You caught them for a short while. And then you get an opportunity to teach them about love. You get an opportunity to teach them about, this is how it feels like for someone to care about you, to love you, to dote on you, to appreciate you. And you know what happens? That man deeps it. The man deeps it and goes, rah, is this what I could actually receive? And then goes, but you're not the one I need it from. I've been healed of some aspect. I didn't know I needed this kind of love. I've been healed, but it's not you. So now they've got to move to the next person. You've done your job. You've passed. You've healed the patient. Why do they need to be in the hospital anymore? You've done your job. Do you get what I'm saying to you? You've done your job. So now when you've done your job, they've graduated. As somebody said, they would graduate. They've graduated from you. So this is important that you start recognizing this, because you don't want to be the fluffer and the hospital bay for the man to come into. We don't need that anymore. We need to heal ourselves. right? Make sure that we are also in a great position so that we can recognize those men. Because when that man that's emotionally available comes into your space, you can recognize that and go, sorry, sir, but I'm not in a place of trying to heal people. And I can see that you're not in the current space to actually have a real relationship. It's not for me. I got to move on. Do you see? Right? So this behavior, what you do is you overgive, you over nurture, you overcompensate. You just do a lot of things over. And your position is always trying to be in a place where you can help them. Let me give you an example. We were having a conversation about this last week. Okay? And they were talking about this last week, and a young lady who came on here was talking about, the men that she's dating and why she deeps out after a while that they're not as great as they were, right? And it's because we sussed out from the early jump is that she was overgiving, right? So a man will come with her and tell her, I want to run a business, but he hasn't run the business yet. A man will tell her, listen, I want to start this company. He ain't started the company yet. Man ain't even done a business plan or nothing. And then she starts doing the business plan, starts running up the ideas for the business, starts getting the resources together, doing all of those things. And you might think to yourself, wow, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with it is you are doing too much. You're doing too much. What you must understand about most men, not all, but most men, we don't want you to take the gratitude and take the plaudits for what I'm about to do. So what does that mean? It means stop overreaching. I want to drive my car. Why are you sitting in my driving seat? Whenever you start sitting in the driving seat, you're sure to go into the wrong location. Because when it comes to marriage, the men want to be able to do what they need to do. So whenever you start trying to do things for him, and I'm talking about, when I say do things for him, when he needs to build and you're trying to build for him rather than letting him build, you become Bobina the Builder. Leave that man alone. That man hasn't understood love. He doesn't know what it is. You're not the rehab. Yeah, that's what I'm saying to you, right? The only reason why you even want that guy is because it makes you feel good to overgive. You're so used to that. You don't even know how to receive. Oh, let's talk about it. No, let's really talk about it. The reason why that man dates you, then marries the next girl is because you don't even know how to receive. If we talk about the anxious woman doesn't even know how to receive. No, she knows how to give, but does not know how to receive. They will tell you they want to receive, but every position they take in the relationship is always one of giving, not receiving. So you can't even sit in the driving seat because you don't know how to sit back. You don't know how to sit back. You're always involved in micromanaging every single thing. Yes, my darling, this is why they're going to leave you and go to the next one. You've taught them well. You've taught them what they need to see and what they need in the future. They're now going to where they've graduated to go for. You understand? Okay? All right? So, a lot of times also is that you also play a role, okay, where you emotionally teach that man how to emote. Right? Anxious people are really good at being able to serve other people. So what they will do is they will end up teaching that man how to emote, how to deal with his emotions, how to regulate himself, how to actually talk in a way that will be able to connect with a woman. And it's because you're so relentless in pursuing that person. You teach them a lot about how to emote, how to have emotions, how to exist in their emotions. And so now they know how to do it. They recognize that you don't make them feel good. I'm sorry to say. They're now deeper. You've now taught them how to leave you because now they're like, I just realized that you know what, beforehand I was entering relationships not knowing why I was entering them. Now you've taught me, I now know that I shouldn't be in this relationship because I don't feel what I'm supposed to feel. My word. Because one thing that men are going to hate is the woman. Listen, Shelley, what's her name? The woman who wrote Frankenstein. Okay? The woman that wrote Frankenstein. In Frankenstein, the story is of a monster that was created that then turns on their creator. That's you. The man that you create is about to turn on you and take you out the game. Yes. So anytime you are birthing, creating, building a man, is the moment you are creating Frankenstein. And Frankenstein's going to turn on you and he's going to take you out of the game. Don't do it. Nobody said you shouldn't help your man. Nobody saying you shouldn't support your man. Nobody saying you shouldn't speak life into your man. Nobody's saying that you can't help with a vision with your man. I'm talking about when you are trying to build his vision for him. I'm talking about when you're trying to build him from the bottom up. When you are far well beyond and trying to build that man up from the scrap of the bottom. No, sis. No. No. That man should already have some level of, not purpose, but that man should already have some level of direction already. That man should already have something that he's going with already. He's got a job already. You trying look, the man ain't got a job, you're trying to find him a job. The man ain't got a car, you're trying to buy him a car. The man ain't got a house, you're trying to buy him a house. You're trying to do everything for him that his mum would do. Whenever you're in that position when you're trying to do whatever his mum was going to do, that's the problem you're doing right now. You know what I'm saying to you? That's why he leaves you for the other woman. Because you see, when you're playing his mother, you don't realize he feels like a child. He does not feel like a king. So when he's with you, he feels like a child. So when he goes to the other woman and he marries her, some aspects he feels like a king. That doesn't mean it's a right relationship either. It does not mean that that relationship he went into is the right one either. Please, we're not saying that. We're just saying, why is it not you? You know what I'm saying to you? Right? Cool. All right, so here's a few tips for the anxious type of woman, the fixer, the builder, what you need to focus on. Number one, okay, you need to recognize that you are valued not because of what you do, because of who you are. And if you want to start recognizing that, you need to start being still. Be still and let go. And I am God. Be still and know that he is God. But being still means this. Stop moving. Let me give you an example. There's a physical and an emotional aspect. When you get home, what do? I've got a long list I have to get through the whole entire day. As soon as you get home, you know your list. You've got a list of things to do. You never finish your list. The next day, you don't rest. You don't know how to rest. You don't know what rest is. You're always overworked. Why? Because you're always moving and you're always running and you're always on the go and you're always trying to do something and you don't know how to rest. No wonder why you're jaded and tired. Slow down. Sit down. Process. Many times you're looking at your relationships, you haven't even reviewed the relationship. You haven't sat down with yourself to even pay attention to what emotions you're actually feeling right now. You don't know what you're feeling currently right now. You haven't even got the words right now because you haven't sat down and gone, hold on. What am I actually feeling? No, because you're always on the what's next. Who needs my attention? Who needs my service? Because you're always trying to prove that you're worthy. Okay? And number two, learn to receive. If you're always giving, how can you receive? Listen, especially as a woman, I want to be real with you. It's great that you give, but you're always going to give. You're always going to give. That's your natural MO. But you need to recognize men want to give to you. Am I saying do a Shira 7? No. What I'm telling you is that what you need to do is learn also how to receive love. And be able to sit in that. Right now, when it comes to love, you feel uncomfortable. If you're not giving it, you feel uncomfortable. Yeah? You're uncomfortable. You're too used to giving it. So when it comes back to you, you don't even recognize it. It's like, yeah, but I feel most in love when I'm giving to that man. Some of you know that when you say I like to spoil my man, there's nothing wrong with that. But you know, when you say you like to spoil your man, it's not really about spoiling. You want to show that you love, like you are our biggest lover. But you know, your expectations to receiving ain't the same, bro. At that point, I want to let you know, listen, a lot of your Babina the builders, we need to end that. Okay? That's the anxious woman. Okay? That's the anxious woman. We've left that one. Now we're going to move to number 2. But hold on. Let me grab a juice and water quickly. My throat is getting a bit dry. We're going to move into avoidant women. Okay? Give me a second. Give me a second. Be still and let go that I am God. Be still. All right. Okay. Let's go. Number two. Let's come at the second type of woman, okay? The reason why you are dating men and they're marrying the next woman. Let me give you number two, okay? It's the dismissive, avoidant woman. The dismissive, avoidant woman. You know who you are, okay? All right? Those of you who say, I can do it all by myself. Those of you who say, listen, I don't need a man. Okay, you probably don't say that out loud. Those of you who say, I'm going to say it, I'm a boss, babe. I'm going to tell you what's going on. I'm going to show you. I know it sounds wild, but I'm not trying to shoot nobody. I just want you to understand this, right? I can do it by myself. I don't like asking man for help. You know what I'm saying? I've got my own bag. You know what I mean? You start saying those things, right? Yes, independent woman. You know, Neo sang about it. Miss Independent, that's why I love her. Yeah. But listen, on this occasion, okay, and as we saw with Neo, he married 4 women, so don't listen to him. In this situation with a dismissive, avoidant woman, you dismiss your own emotions and you dismiss other people's emotions. Okay? You are what we call the secret and the vault. Oh, let me tell you about you lot when it comes to man them, yeah? The man them love you. Let me tell you why. Because a dismissive, avoidant woman doesn't necessarily always lead with commitment. No, the dismissive, avoidant woman doesn't want to commit straight away. No, she is happy with a man that's also unavailable because that man who's available will cause her to come online. In fact, the men that you actually often attract are men who do want to marry you. But guess what? You don't want to marry them. Why? Because they're too fast, too quick, they don't really know you, and they get too excited. Why? Because you can tell that they are triggered by your level of emotional unavailability. Or rather, how it looks like is, I'm cool, I don't need to rush into a marriage thing. But because of that, those men that you're attracting are anxiously led. Those anxious men are trying to prove themselves that they're worthy and they're chasing you. Those men, you know who they are because they're always trying to break your walls. You know who they are. Those men that, you know, when they say, I want to understand you. I want to get to know, I want to understand, I see there's a wall there. I want to get behind the wall. And you're like, why do you want to get behind the wall? Why? What's wrong? What's wrong with you? Why do you want to get behind the wall? Why do you want to, you are suspicious of that man. But that's the man that wants to marry you. That's the man that wants you. That's the man. Am I saying you should go with that man? No, I didn't say you should go with that man. I'm telling you what's happening. I'm not telling you to go with that man. I want you to understand. I'm not saying you should go with that man. Oh, I'm telling you what's happening, right? You're deeping that man doesn't know you. You're deeping that man doesn't really know you. That's why you don't like him. Number 2, he closes your space. He makes you feel claustrophobic. Like you feel He wants all your time. He wants all your energy. He wants to be on you, on your skin. Yeah? So when he's proposing marriage, you don't want to hear it, bro. Yeah? Okay? We understand. All right? You totally understand. You get it. Okay? I'm going to come there. Okay? You get it. Okay? But then, so what happens? The men that you actually like, they're not bad boys. See, the man them always talk about bad boys and the girls want, no. That's another type of woman. I want to explain. It's not bad boys that you like. You like the mysterious ones. Yeah. You like the mysterious man that, you have to figure out a little bit. You like the man that, you know what, is a bit cool for school. Not arrogant. He's a bit cool for school. Like, he does his own thing. He doesn't go with the crowd. He's not one of the people them that, follow everybody's trend. No, this guy, he's on his own. He does his own kind of thing. Lone wolf kind of type. Like, if he likes something, he doesn't care if everybody else likes it or not. You like that kind of guy. The problem with that guy is he's emotionally unavailable and you know him. He's emotionally unavailable and you know it. So now what happens is it becomes a battle of wills. But the problem is that because both of you are emotionally unavailable, it becomes what we call a power struggle. Yes, this is why you're going to fluff that man up for the next one, because it becomes a power struggle. You're about to teach that man what he doesn't want. See, at first, you're spicy. Let me say the words that you've heard. You've heard these words. You're spicy, you're sexy. You know what? You're like the best friend that I can have sex with. You're that kind of person. He says, you know what? I've never met a girl like you. I feel comfortable with you. You're a vibe. You're different. You know what I'm saying to you? Like, man can just tell you anything. You've heard all of those words before, but the man ain't marrying you. Let me tell you why. Because something about both of you is very important. None of you want to put too much stakes on a relationship to be committed too early. So what do? Instead, you normally lead with your body. Yes, he's leading with his body, you leading with your body. Am I saying you're hoes and he's a gigolo? No. What I'm saying to you is the relationship is often very tactile and very physical. You see, because both of you don't like doing emotions. Both of you don't like talking like that. Let's not do the emotional stuff too much. Yeah, once in a while, we're going to have a great conversation. It's going to get deep, but we're not going to revisit that constantly. You know, we're not going to be doing feelings all the time. No. No, it's more. You see, Mr. and Mrs. Smith, this is that kind of thing, right? We see each other and we, like, especially if you work together, that's even worse. But you might work together and you see them and it's like you catch a glance across the room and it's tense and it's sexy. It's vibrant, it's hot, yeah? Maybe you guys don't work together and you just, when you go on your dates or whatever, it's fun, it's vibrant. Y'all can do like the coolest stuff together. You can go to the arcade and have fun. You can go into the toppest restaurant and spend £500 and it's fun. You can go to, you can be at home watching Netflix and it's fun. No matter what you guys do, it's fun, it's vibes, it's energy. And the moment any of you start feeling like you're about to fall is where the shenanigans start to kick in. And you know, and I know, we both know here, you saw yourself kind of falling and you said, if he ain't falling, never am I. If he ain't falling, I ain't gonna be the one to say I love you first. So now you have to con yourself and trick yourself and delude yourself into, I don't have the feelings. No, I don't have feelings. If he don't have feelings, I don't have feelings. Because it ain't gonna be me that gonna tell you that I like you. Because the moment I tell you I like you and you reject me, I promise you, you losing me forever, babe. Yeah? You know what kind of woman you are. There's a group of you. You know who you are. Yeah? You've told that man that if I tell you that I like you and you decide that you ain't gonna, I promise you the last time I'm telling you I like you. I promise you. I promise you. You've told yourself there's certain things that you do. For instance, like cooking. Maybe cooking's a big thing for you. It doesn't have to be. Not everyone's thing. There's one thing that you know that's a big thing for you. Take away love. There's a big thing you do. Like maybe it's cooking. Maybe it's, washing or laundry or something. Something crazy that for you would never do. And you said, if I do that one thing and you're like nonchalant or you don't really understand what's going on, you don't really validate me, I promise you the last time I'm doing it again. Look, after that, I promise you, I'm going to create distance between me and you because you're not going to reject me. I'm not here to be rejected. So there's a thing that you do, and I know, there's a thing that you do that if they reject that one thing, it's like, rah, okay. Okay, that's what you're playing. Okay. Because it's never going to be me. It's never going to be me. And I've said this before, that you know who you are to your friends. Your friends always tell you, how is it that you got these men on lock? But they don't realize you never open yourself vulnerably. You don't do the vulnerable stuff, bro. Because if he ain't falling, I'm not falling. And all your friends know you. They know who you are. You know why they know you? Because you are the advisor. You are the secret vault. You are the person that everybody comes to for advice, and you are the same person that everybody comes to for game. You're the same person everybody comes to say, so what about this situation? How do I handle it? And they know what you're going to say. You are the person that always tells them, babe, I don't know why you're accepting that trash man. They know who you are. You are the person that says, we don't accept trash around here. But you never want to give your heart out. You never do. And the reason why you do is because you never feel safe with those men officially. You don't ever really feel safe with them because you know they're playing the same game that you're playing. And you want them to fall first, but they want you to fall first. And you can see that both of you want to fall. Who gonna fall first? Because it ain't gonna be me. It ain't gonna be me. Because whoever falls first is gonna lose all power. You know what I'm talking about. In your head, the relationship is a power dynamic. It's a power struggle. It's whoever falls first loses all the power. So if I fall first, I lose all the power. And then, okay, I'm saying falling. That's even too far. What about if I'm not gonna say the mushy stuff like, oh, I miss you? Like if I'm saying I miss you first, woo! Yeah, that's a whole thing on its own. Like, whoa. I ain't gonna be the one to say it. So if I'm saying it, that's a power loss. You were there on your phone. You were just about to say, I miss you. You said, who's this? Backspace. Woo! That was close. I almost told him I missed him. But you do miss him. But you ain't gonna say that because you're afraid if you do say it, he might not say it back, and then he feels like rejection. And that's gonna take you all the way back to your childhood. Okay? Okay, so what am I talking about? This specific type of woman, this is dismissive, avoidant type of women, okay? Their core belief is, if I get close, I'm going to lose control. For a lot of dismissive women, their thing is control. Control of what? Your own emotions and your own feelings and thoughts. You don't want to lose the battle with that person. You don't want to lose. You feel it's a contest to the death between you and that particular man. So every time you're dating that man, it's always warfare. And you see, you're the one that says, you can never take me for a dickhead. You can never play me. You can never do me like that. Oh, do you think I'm like other women? It's not me. You know? And so when you're in that space, it's always about, you can't embarrass me. You can't shame me. You can't, I can't allow you to play me like that. Your ego is huge. And so is his. But I'm talking about you. He's not here for you. Your ego is huge. Because you can't get played. It just can't be. That story can't be told to the generations after you. Okay? All right? Yeah? So here's a pattern. Okay? When you date a particular kind of man, okay? All right? When you date a particular type of man and you date that emotionally unavailable man, what you're teaching him is that he doesn't want to have a power struggle. He didn't realize it at first. He didn't deep it. He didn't know that he didn't want to date a woman that he has a power struggle with. But now he's learning, damn, yo, I be having a power struggle with this girl, and the next girl, I can't date her and have a power struggle. It was fun at first, but now I'm recognizing it's a power struggle all the time. She's not and when that man goes, I wanted you to be more open. I wanted you to be more free with your emotions. You ever heard a man tell you you're cold? Hey, type in the chat if you've heard a man say to you you're cold, and see if I'm lying. Am I lying? Am I lying? You heard a man tell you that you're kind of cold, bro. You're kind of guarded. You know what I'm saying to you? You're kind of cutthroat. Yeah? When you hear them kind of bars, the man are telling you that, listen, you don't open yourself emotionally. Okay, yes, being told that you're a man. Yes, that's another one. When you hear that thing, what they're trying to tell you is that you're not very open emotionally. Okay? All right? You are someone who, again, can accept love. You're dismissive, avoidant, can accept it, but it's like difficult to reciprocate. It's like, I don't need to tell you that I love you. I don't need to tell you that I like you. You should know because I'm here. You know what I'm saying to you? Did I need to say it? Have I not turned up? Have I not been at your birthday? Have I not been here for you? Have I not turned up at your door? Have I not supported you when you need me to support you? What more do you need from me? Right? Because you're saying your actions are speaking for you, and they are. But people want to hear the words. But you don't want to say the words because you don't want to have to be emotionally vulnerable. See, if I tell you I love you, it's different from if I show up for you. If I show up for you, I don't have to tell you I love you. It's not very vulnerable to show up for you. Yeah? I could for you, exactly. I washed your clothes. You know what I'm saying to you? I paid one of your bills. You should think about that's me loving you. But you don't want to say it. Why? Because you recognize the vulnerability of that. And also because actually words weren't said to you. The reason why you find it difficult is because words weren't said to you. Your parents didn't tell you those things. Your parents very rarely told you they loved you. Very few did they tell you that they were proud of you. Very few times did they ever tell you that, we appreciate you. Very few times did they encourage you. It was either you got to get it done or what. Right? So what you start recognizing, and I'll push change as well. What you start recognizing is... what you start recognizing is that person that you're liking or whatever, you can't be vulnerable with them. And it's because also they're not being vulnerable with you. And the guys that are being vulnerable usually are anxiously attached. There's a fine balance that you're looking for, but you haven't found normally, right? They need to be open, but they need to be not too open. That makes you feel scared. But they can't be too closed off because that's going to make you play the game. You know what I'm saying to you, right? Like, So you need a fine balance. You ain't found a balance. And the reason you ain't found a balance is because you're not balanced. You're looking for a balance, but you're not balanced yourself. How do you recognize balance? When you are unbalanced. You get what I'm saying to you? Okay? All right? So that man that's going to leave you and go to the next girl, he's recognized. And listen, again, it does not mean that the next girl is the right girl for him. I want you to understand what I'm saying to you. We're just talking about why men are leaving you and not trying to marry. They're leaving you because they feel like they've now They're tired of the game. They're tired of them not being vulnerable. They're tired of having the power struggle with you, and now they're finally moving on. They're tired of having to try and unearth you and crack you open. They're tired. Okay? They've moved on to the next person. Okay? All right? You know what I'm saying to you? So that's why. Okay? It's a lot, boy. So, here's my thing. Okay? If you are a dismissive, avoidant woman, okay, here's what I want you to focus on. Number one, I want you to focus on yourself. Okay? I want you to focus on yourself in the sense of, because you already do that anyway, in the sense of slowing down and processing your emotions. Because some of you are not processing your emotions. What you are doing is you are allowing your body to lead you rather than allowing yourself to process emotions and then considering appropriately whether this person's right for you. Okay? You like to enter relationships through the back door. What does that mean? Don't name what it is. Don't say what it is too soon. Like, we'll figure it out as we go along. When we get there, we'll figure that out. You know what I'm saying to you? Don't start telling me you want me to be your girl early. You're doing too much. Let's wait. You know what I mean? And usually, not always, usually sex is a part of the agenda. Now, a lot of you probably going to say that's not you, but if we're really honest, sex is a part of your situation. Even though you're Christian, you know sex is involved. You can be Muslim and still the sex is involved. You know, I'm not lying. I'm just being honest. Okay? Because for you, you totally understand the language of your body. It's easier. It's not very vulnerable, but it's very much easier. You know what I'm saying to you? Right? So if we connect on that, if I give you my body, you should know, we're deep. You know what I'm saying to you? But if you play with me, it's going to be shallow real quick. You know what I'm saying to you? Right? It also gives you protection because if they decide that they want to start moving mad, you can always say, hey, it was just sex. I don't know why you tripping. You know what I'm saying to you? Right? It's a good defense too. It's like, don't get trippy now. It was just sex. I never told you I loved you. Don't think you can play me. Like, you know what I'm saying to you? Like, it's a good defense, right? So for you to heal, what you need to do is start focusing on what emotions are you feeling. The trouble that you have, dismissive avoidance, is the ability to actually be able to express their actual feelings. This is what the avoidancy does. You struggle to actually express it. And you struggle in the area of being able to process what you're feeling. You need a little bit longer to process how you feel. But you need to sit still in order to process how you feel. Right? So that and the difficulty behind that is you start processing and you're like, you and I both know. You're very self-aware. The door, if you open it, it's got a whole bag of stuff behind that door. You and I both know if you open that door, a sludge of things are going to come through that door. And that sludge, it going to slow you down. It ain't gonna pay no bills. It ain't gonna feed you. Okay? It ain't gonna... right now, you're thinking it ain't gonna enhance your life. So why do I need to open that door? But I want you to understand when you open that door to start processing some of that past pain, because a lot of it's past pain. Yes, at first, it will feel slow. Okay? It will feel like it hurts. But I will promise you, there are better days ahead. Why? Because now you're gonna start feeling lighter. You've been carrying a burden for far too long. You've been carrying the weight of everybody else's dreams, ambitions, and secrets and all this kind of stuff. You've been holding it down for everybody else. You're everybody else's support link, but underneath you, nobody's supporting you. You recognize that if you don't do this thing, nobody else will. And it's because you've built systems around you that actually confirms that bias. Right? Even in your friendships. Yes, they support you, they love you, they care about you. But you know, in most of the times, if you're dismissive avoidant, you are the backbone of every friendship. You are the backbone of your relationships because you play a supportive role. Your needs are being dismissed and you do the exact same thing to yourself. You downplay your successes, right? You judge yourself heavily. You don't like when you're emotional, right? You don't like dealing with difficult emotions. You don't like asking for help. You're grateful, but only in your head. You can't say it out loud because really and truly, it's like there's another thing else. There's something else I need to figure out. Like I can celebrate. Look, you said, listen. I'm almost at 1 million. I'm almost at 1 million subscribers, 1 million followers on this TikTok. Yeah, I know me. I'll get to 1 million. And I'll be like, let's get to 2 million. I'll get to 2 million. I'll be like, let's get to 3 million. We're at 3 million. Let's get to 10. Why are you celebrating for? Yeah, you've achieved it, but let's not look at that. The next one. So always you get into that space where it's always the next thing, the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. So yes, you're never satisfied because you don't like gratitude, because gratitude also makes you feel some type of way. It means you have to start feeling joy, and you don't like joy for too long. Because for you, and this is, I'm going too far, but I'm going to bring it to now. The reason also why that man is going to leave you is because joy cannot find your house. Joy knocks on your door. You look at joy and say, is that joy? You slam the door in Joy's face. Why is that? Let me tell you why. The reason why you can't invite joy into a house for very long is because you're always thinking the next thing that's going to happen is another problem. You don't want to get used to joy being in your house because problems will come knocking soon. So for you, you're like, no. Joy, if you come in here, I don't want to get excited. And then the next minute, disappointment comes in, or problems come in, or situations come in. No. So let's not enjoy this moment because I can't even enjoy it properly. It's too good to be true, as somebody said. Absolutely. And that's the difficulty, right? So when you date that man that you actually do start to like, the man that might actually be right for you, the man that actually could be for you, you can't even enjoy it. You've already started going, so what's wrong with him? What secret has he got? What's their flaws? He loves me too much. There must be something wrong with him. He likes me too much. Must be something wrong with him. He knows what I like and what's my hobbies. He might be a stalker. Yeah, I think that's how you start recognize. You start trying to flaw find in the other person where you're starting to self-sabotage. Baby, it's not easy. Okay? I'm just telling you the truth. Yeah? Yes, it feels like you're being set up. Absolutely. You're being set up for the okie dokie punch. Yes, I hear it. And the problem is that the reason why you feel that way is because you know that if you get played, and this is actually a really powerful thing. You know that if you get played, there's no one else to blame. You see, everyone else, for the other ladies, when they say women are not accountable, I find that dismissive avoidant women are very accountable. Here's why. Because they recognize what part they played in a situation. Now, they might be over accountable. That's the only problem. But you recognize that, like, if this goes wrong, it's on me. It's not on them. It's on me. So I can't afford to get played. I can't afford. I have to make sure, no, if I get played, baby, it's on me. And if I look like a fool, it's on me. I'm going to have to wear that hat. No, sorry. Okay? So what's actually happening is that the man that's going to choose another girl is because it looks like you're not ready. It feels like you're not ready. It sounds like you're not ready. It behaves like you're not ready because because you're always pushing that person away. You're always creating emotional distance with that person. It's too good to be true. So that man was like, you know what, I'm tired. I got to move on because I've tried and it always feels like there's another hurdle to jump. Right? Okay? All right, cool. So the third group. Okay. You know what that water tastes like? The water tastes like. You know what I mean? All right, cool. Let's put the third and final group. Okay. Fearful avoidant. Okay. Fearful avoidant women. Oh, this one is exciting. Okay. Let me tell you why the fearful avoidant women, why men date them. Oh, this one is exciting. Okay. Let me tell you why the fearful avoidant women, why men date them. Yo. Hello guys, can you guys hear me? Sorry, my phone died, you know. My phone died and it was not trying to come back. Can you guys hear me? Can everybody hear me? Okay. Can everybody hear me okay? My phone be unwonky. Let me know if you guys can hear me in the chat. Can you guys hear me? Because I was on live, but it couldn't be heard. Are you guys seeing me? Are we gonna have to start this live again? Boy, you can see me now. Oh, thank God, bro. I had my other phone on. I was on there, but nothing was going. Oh. Hey, listen, the devil was trying to take me out, bro. You get what I'm saying? The devil was trying to take me out, but we're back. Okay, we're back. I was talking for the last 15 minutes. Nothing was going on. But listen, we're back. We're back. All right, cool. I need to finish off the last one. All right, cool. Let's talk about the last group, because that's what we were on in the last group, okay? We're talking about fearful, avoidant women. Why is it that the men are choosing to date and then marry someone else instead? What's going on that the women who are fearful, avoidant, the men are marrying another person? One of the reasons is because fearful, avoidant women, y'all love chaos. I'm going to say it. You like the roller coaster. These are the women that like the bad boys. These are the women that like the man is a little bit some way. These are the ones that, you know, there has to be some level of up and down, happy, sad. They need a little bit of the madness going on. Okay, they need just a little bit of chaos. Okay, just a little bit of chaos to go on. Okay, need a little bit of chaos to go on. Just a little bit of chaos to go on, right? And they themselves oftentimes are inconsistent. Okay, they could be when I say inconsistent, what I mean by that is that they can be up and down themselves. Right, fearful avoidant women, they can be up and down themselves. So what ends up happening is and you know what the funny thing is, fearful avoidant women tend to find dismissive avoidant men, and that ish be crazy. Let me tell you why. Because what ends up happening is when they often meet the unavailable man, the fearful avoidant has a special skill. Let me tell you what the special skill is. They are able to pull out vulnerability in somebody else. This is where the carnage is going to happen. The fearful avoidant women, when you meet them, they are so good at pulling out vulnerability out of somebody. So when they meet a dismissive avoidant male, oftentimes an unavailable man, okay, that unavailable man suddenly is drawn. He's like, he doesn't understand it. He doesn't know what's going on, what's hit him. He's drawn to the fearful avoidant woman. Something about her, she's mysterious. She's got the black cat energy, but she's got a little bit of that, you know, she wants you but doesn't want you sometimes. And she's got a good mix of that. Then she listens really well, you know, and then she's able to ask you really good questions. She seems genuinely intrigued about you. But she's chaotic. She's chaotic because the more she likes you, the more she falls in love with you, the more erratic she's about to become. And usually, because if they don't meet a secure man, a man that's regulated and able to be sturdy, what's going to happen is her dysregulation is about to shift that man all over the place. Right? Because one thing that fearful avoidant is going to do is test you. You said you're not an angry man. Let's test to make sure you're not an angry man. You said you got money. Let's test to see if you got money. You said you're patient. Let's test to see if you're patient. You said that you know how to communicate. Let's test to see if you communicate. Like, they are testing everything. Okay? And after a while, people get tired. Because they're not sure what's going on. Why is that? You know? And it's because you don't feel safe, right? Oftentimes. And when you do feel safe, you're even confused because if you do feel safe, how long before the punch comes and I don't see it? So the fearful avoidant woman is always in a space of, I want it, but when I get it, I'm also scared of it. Okay? I want it, but when I get it, I'm also scared of it. Because for them, love is beautiful, but it's dangerous and it's harmful. So it's like, I want the love because I know it's beautiful, but at the same time, that beauty is also dangerous. It's comforting, yet it's also painful at the same time. So it's like they get drawn to the flame, but then they recognize the flame burns. So this is what ends up happening. The relationship is always seemingly on uneven rocks. And they also love a power struggle. A fearful avoidant, they love a power struggle. When I say love a power struggle, what I mean by that is the way that they view relationships is that someone is always in control and someone always has power. And that's the painful thing for them, because they often feel like they're disenfranchised and disempowered because their voice is often silent. Because at times what they recognize is, I'm not able to speak up. I'm not able to say what I actually want. I'm always going with what you want. And it's all because, again, they have not been trained to be assertive and have not been trained to say what they actually want. Because when they did say what they want, they were harmed. So actually they associate them speaking up with being harmed. So they can't do that in a relationship. So here, oftentimes you choose a man based upon someone who can handle all those ups and downs. But guess what? A lot of people can't handle those ups and downs, my guy. Because it almost looks like there's no formula. You see, your childhood was filled with unpredictability. So you bring unpredictability in your relationship. Because here's what you tell yourself. Can they handle me when I'm unpredictable? What if I have a bad day? I need to know that he can handle me. What if I'm angry one day? I need to know he won't harm me. What if I'm excited one day? I need to know he won't shut down my excitement. So what they're looking for is the very thing they won't give. Consistency. This is why it's difficult. You see, because the addiction inside of you looks for the pattern that you had when you were a child. You look for the unpredictable behavior. You're looking for this is why you like a man. This is why the bad boys actually get involved. This is actually why some of the fearful avoidance date the bad boys. This is what the red pill people are talking about. They're not talking about every woman. They think they are, because they're foolish. They're talking about fearful avoidant women. Why? Because fearful avoidant women want novelty. What they want is something new every day. What does a bad boy do? Spontaneity. You have no clue what's going to happen. Very much like their childhood. You have no clue what the day might bring. Today, they might be out, but tomorrow they could be in jail. Today, you could be having a lavish shopping today, but tomorrow you could be on the run. Okay, so all of these things are they're looking for the spontaneity, things to be fresh and new, and that constant looking for new leads them to people who are unstable creatures themselves. You see, a person who always wants the new is an unstable creature. So they often find themselves with dismissive avoidance, because at the beginning, dismissive avoidance are very much interested in the new, right? Dismissive avoidance too also play a little bit of a character. They have a representative. Their representative is, they're always awesomely great. Dismissive avoidance look like they can change at a drop of a hat. They can move at the drop of a hat. But after a while, when emotions get involved, the dismissive avoidant, they suddenly realize that they want stability. And the moment they want stability is the moment that they recognize the fearful avoidant won't give them stability. And that's why then they start playing some games too, right? And this is where the power struggle comes between DAs and FAs. But that's another conversation, okay? The fearful avoidant finds pleasure and pain in being triggered at their wounds. So there is a euphoric feeling of being almost wanted and hated at the same time. If that man wants you, but then at the same time shows you that he doesn't necessarily want you, it creates this excitement in the mind, right? So oftentimes what you'll find with fearful avoidance is that they will deal with people who are emotionally unavailable, but can give them sparks or moments that they are available. Because those things are very on and off, and that is part of the unpredictability. What man do I get today? What man do I get tomorrow? It keeps them on their toes. And because this is what they've used to, this is what love must be. Even though they know their nervous system is kicking up a storm, right? Has to be very high moments and very low moments. It's why you see women with those men that those men are trash, but the men that are good looking, they're trash, and they got no good character. But that woman, you wonder why that woman wants to date him. He talks bad about her. He talks down to her. He cusses her out. I mean, he's damn right abusive to that woman, but she still wants to date him, and you don't know why. That's why. And then we automatically call that man a narcissist. He might be, but more than likely, he is her opposite counter. And you'll be wondering, why is that happening? It's because because her value is based upon her servitude, but she also doesn't believe her value. She starts to feel like she actually doesn't feel like she's worthy of good love. She doesn't feel like she's worthy of someone really loving them. You know what I mean? And you know, they almost say this thing where it's like, oh, for you know me, I don't deserve that. I don't deserve that goodness. You know? I don't deserve someone that actually loves me. Or they'll say things like, you know, I'm not a good person, or you know, I know I'm not a good person. I know that I'm not good. I always, you know, I always ruin things. You know, the low esteem and low self-worth. Okay. So, but then there's another type of man that she might date, right? There's another type of man, the anxious man. Okay, the fearful avoidant may date an anxious man, a man who wants to be a build-a-bear boo. Okay, the man that might want to save her, the man that might want to, you know, love on her. And what will end up happening is she falls into her avoidant bag. She feels like it's too much. It's too heavy. There's too many emotions. It's confusing. It's too deep. Are we going too fast? All of these things, because actually now she's got what she wanted. A man that cares about her, a man who wants her, a man that really wants to love her. It's like, oh, that's too much. Why? Because there's no break in his loving her. There's no break in him wanting her. There's no break in this man. He seems to always want to. You ain't got no breaks. She finds it inconceivable that this man can love her all the way through. So the very thing that she wants, she was going to push away again. Okay? And so actually now, that person's always on edge because you just never know what you're going to get that woman. One day she's all on you, being hypersexual at one point. Next minute she's cold as ice. Pulling away. I need space. This is a lot for me. You know? This is heavy. Right? So this then creates this. Especially if the person is a build-a-bear boo man, he's trying to understand it, trying to get he's not running away. Instead, he's running towards the fire. He's like, I'm trying to understand you. What's going on with you? Like, why are you this way? I just want to figure you out. So it's not a safe place. It's not a safe place for either of you. It's not a safe place for either of you. Okay? All right? So at this point, that man, when he recognizes that it's no longer safe for him and that the ground is too shaky, okay, he leaves to find somebody else. He leaves to find someone else who can offer that stability that he needs. That doesn't mean that's a right relationship, again, once more. You know what I mean? Yes, Top Notch said, yeah, you can't figure me out because I can't figure myself out. Exactly. Exactly. Which is why you reject that man. Because what you're really saying is, how can you know me better than I know myself? Then you must not really know me. And that means you're probably lying to me. And if you're lying to me, it means you're probably going to betray me. So I need to get rid of your ass. Can't keep you too close. If you see me and I haven't seen myself, how can I trust you? I haven't even seen me. How can you see me? Inherent distrust. And so here's what you need to do as fearful avoidance, okay? You need to go to a drawing board, sit down, okay? You need to sit down and you actually need to start looking at the situation from another perspective. What's perspective? Stop confusing the intensity with intimacy. The two are not the same. Stop running away and stop confusing intensity with an intimacy. The excitement that you're seeking does not mean a relationship's good. The excitement that you are getting, the roller coaster effect, the passion does not mean a relationship is good. It does not mean that you're compatible. The intensity, what I'm talking about, is chemistry. Oh, we've got amazing chemistry. You can have amazing chemistry with anybody. And they can be really bad for you. You can have an amazing chemistry with somebody who is an absolute trash bag. Don't confuse that with somebody being compatible or that being intimacy. And so what you need to do is start focusing on you. You need to sit down and figure out, what do I want? What do I need? What do I even like? A lot of fearful avoidants haven't even figured out what they like because actually they're so focused on other people. They're always projecting. They're always basing their character or their value or their attitude or this on other people. They don't feel safe being themselves and having their own identity because, again, they weren't allowed to as a young kid. They mirror a lot of people. Very good at mirroring. Okay? So you're going to teach that man, you know, that there's the emotional safety that they need. It's not here. Okay? What you're going to teach that man, though, is passion, tension, danger, desire, all in one. And he's going to appreciate that. You know, you'll make him feel alive. You'll make him feel unstable at the same time. You will show him that, you know, actually he cannot rescue you and he cannot save you. Okay? So this man's going to learn that chemistry does not equal compatibility. He's going to learn that drama isn't proof of the love. You know, that up and down behavior. Okay? He's going to want some peace.